We have Lightning43 who donated $93 and said here was $1 for every coin taken by Lightning. And with that, I think our runner and our couch is ready. So here is Half-Life, your bonus game, run by ProtoAus. Take it away, guys.
So should we start? All right. 3, 2, 1, go. How's it going, guys? My name is ProtoAus.
I'm Alex Howe, and this is Proto's dad.
Ooh.
So starting off the run, Proto is doing movement throughout the entire run called bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is when you air strafe throughout the air in order to build up speed because you move on 2 different planes at once. And if you jump as soon as you hit the ground, you can maintain that speed throughout each jump, allowing you to build up a lot of speed. That's an unfortunate start.
So if you go too quick there, you can touch the door and it won't open for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a case of Proto being too good at moving. You can actually skip through that door without it closing at all. Most of the time it will close, but only him and one other runner are able to do it consistently. Not even consistently, but at all.
So there's a lot of times I'm going to be lowering my FPS in this game. And you'll see it just, suddenly just drop in FPS. And that's so that like NPCs can rotate quicker, which can make them slightly faster. You see it really soon. But and there's a little trick I'm doing here where I'm going to go back and forward through the load zones so that the NPCs get unstuck because they're stuck for like 5 seconds. And doing that will make them move a little bit quicker because they can open doors like that one there if you push them into it.
Yeah, normally he would have to watch a small cutscene there that's about 30 seconds or so. But we can just skip that by pushing that dude into the door and he'll open it up for you.
So I'm going to push him right here and you'll see that he won't move for a little bit. And that's just to prevent when I reloaded the level.
So right now he's pushing these 2 scientists into as close as he can to these little consoles that they use to open the main door. This scientist on the right here he's looking at, he moves a little bit later than the one on the left. So the one on the right is a lot more important to get precise. And now he can just mess around for a few minutes because this is a long map with a lot of waiting. But right after this map, the run gets going really quickly.
So you see, I'm going to lower my FPS to 8 FPS right here, and it's going to make him spin to the terminal real quick. Oh, it was almost perfect.
So now he's just going to go up the ladder and hit a button. And after he hits that button, which he has to wait to hit, he'll be waiting for a little bit before he can do a skip later on to skip the test chamber.
Good 3 minutes we get to sit through.
Should we explain Object Boost now? Or?
All right, Gordon, your suit should keep you comfortable through all.
Yeah, okay. So there's a card that's going to come up, and I'm going to use that to fly into the air. Oh, wait, hold up.
Nice 1 frame.
So, yeah, perfect 1 frame. So there's a trigger in the air right here, and I'm going to touch it to change level. And this is a trick where we're going to be using the cart here, and I'm going to ramp off this edge and go flying into the air. This is actually a trick that was found by me, and it saves roughly like a minute. And if you haven't seen it, strap in because it's pretty dope. Oh, and I should say that this is like scriptless, so every button on my keyboard and mouse only does 1 action. So every time I jump, it's because I hit jump and not, just auto jumping it or whatever.
Yeah, he's currently using the scroll wheel mainly to jump. If you bind the jump button to the scroll wheel, in a lot of games, it's particularly useful in this game and Source games and a few other games that have bunny hopping, but you can basically spam like 5 or 6 jump actions every time you are close to landing instead of having to time, say, hitting the space bar in order to jump. So he's going to be scrolling for pretty much all the jumps that he does in the game in order to spam a bunch of jump commands. He's doing a setup here that was recently routed by Maxim that allows him to set up the angle perfectly in order to already be lined up to do this very, very precise launch. And ooh, first try. That is a 1 frame trick. That is very difficult. Very good job.
Easy.
And that's one frame at 100 FPS, so not easy.
130 milliseconds.
So anyway, this is Unforeseen Consequences. The first real chapter of the run, this is when all of the really fast-paced movement starts coming into play. The first chapter, Anomalous Materials, was very slow. But this chapter is very quick, and all the subsequent chapters are going to also be very quick.
It's a good chapter because it's pure movement, and it's just really fun to hop around Black Mesa.
So something you'll be noticing is that he's continuing his B-hops through a bunch of different obstacles, like past doors. He tried to do it through that door over there. Keeping one bunny hop chain throughout a map or a few maps is very useful and very fast, and really getting good at movement in this game is by being able to just do movement that's very quick throughout all of these different sections.
So I tried to lower my FPS to 20 there to get a bigger boost out of the water, but it didn't really work, and I had to do it again. It's fine.
Here's another object boost.
Oh yeah, object boost. There we go.
Woo! Yeah.
So, here we go. We're using. I want people to cheer every time I do anything. Oh, this is not normal. No,
So,
what am I saying? That is normal. Everyone does that.
Anyway, object boost. Essentially, an object boost is Gordon can move objects really quickly just by pushing them around. He's got really strong arms. So if you push an object, it also will push you. That was really neat. So when you push an object, it'll push you, and then if you jump, you can retain all that momentum that the object pushes you with. Yeah. So he's able to push the box, which moves really quickly, which makes him move really quickly, and then he'll immediately jump to retain all that speed that he gets from the box. It is ridiculously strong, and it's another one of those things that once you get way better at this game, you start.
So this is an NPC abuse
more.
where I'm going to get the NPC to actually open the door for me. So I have to do this really quickly and precisely without save loading. So he pulls out his gun, he's angry at me, and he's going to chase me here. I'm going to throw a grenade at the floor, and he's going to run away from it, and he's going to open the door.
Nice. Barney's skip is a pain. Oftentimes he just won't do what you want him to. The AI in this game works when it wants to and doesn't work when it doesn't.
So this is another. I made
Nice.
it. Never mind. So this is another NPC abuse where I'm going to throw a grenade at the door. I'm going to grab some HP, jump through it, and touch a trigger before the door fully opens. So you need to touch the trigger because if you don't, the door will close and then you soft locked.
So that skips the entire chapter of We Got Hostiles. Normally you have to go around and do a bunch of other stuff, but by having these scientists open the door to the silos right away, you can immediately get to the end of the chapter. And now we're in Blast Pit.
So,
That's unfortunate.
Ladder
Nice.
there, never mind. And because we've got grenades now, we can now do nade boosts, which are really fun. So every time I get 100 HP, you can expect a nade boost because we pretty much route out the HP perfectly.
Yeah, HP routing is very important for this run. We have HP routed down pretty precisely that we would need very specific amounts at specific points. Like he just got a bunch of HP and armor off the table there. He's going to use all that perfectly with taking the perfect amount of damage to lower his armor enough to do boost. Because in this run, in this game, for some reason, when you have more armor, you get boosted significantly less from grenades.
You don't want armor.
That's very different from most other games. This is one of the few games that works like that. Like Quake and Half-Life 2 don't. So you have to be very particular about how much armor you have as well as HP.
So there's here we go. So there's a ledge here, which I'm going to try to clip. There we go.
Nice.
So it's a little ledge, and pretty much if you lower your FPS to 20, you can touch it for one frame. And if you only touch the floor for one frame, kind of like there, you don't take fall damage because fall damage happens over 2 frames. Whoop.
He's going to do the same thing here. He's going to walk off this platform after hitting the second button.
Nope.
And almost.
That's what it looks like when you don't. Oh, wait. I'm just demonstrating. Hold up.
Yep, this is just examples. This is planned.
I missed the button.
Do an easier strat, man.
No. Risky strats.
Risky strats. Something he did there that was also really, really cool was if you hit a very, very high point on that ledge, but still only touch it for one frame, you retain your momentum forward, which allows you to bunny hop through that little hallway much quicker. It's a very, very precise edge bug there, but it's very nice when you get it. Oh, come on.
I'm gonna. Here we go. I got this. Don't worry.
That,
That's a little better.
That is swag. That is unbelievable swag. You're a madman.
Madman. Oh, there we go. If you mess up like one thing, you mess up your whole sequence and you have to do it really slowly.
Yeah, a lot of this game's about doing specific bunny hop sequences.
Oh, so I didn't even say it. So this chapter, we're trying to kill a big tentacle thing that we haven't seen yet. We're doing it out of order.
Yeah, normally in this chapter, you're supposed to go in and out of the center room of the chapter, where there's going to be a boss that's like a three-headed tentacle monster thingy. What we do throughout the chapter is we turn on the electricity and then some gas pipes in order to turn on a fire button that's in the room, which is how you're supposed to kill this boss.
Yeah, so we're going to go there now. We kind of skipped it because we did the nade boost or whatever, but there he is.
Yeah, so you just climb up here and...
We're going to hit the button through the wall here. There we go. And don't hit me. So you're supposed to be stuck in the room watching this animation play out, but because we're outside, I can come over to this totally working animation and get some HP from this scientist here. Thanks, mate.
Scientists will only heal you if you're below 50 HP or below 51 HP. That becomes a little bit important later when we do a HP strat that is pretty specific because we want to have below 50 HP for once in order to get an NPC to follow us in a particular way.
So this water kind of boosts you forward, and if you get up... come on. So if you... okay, I don't even know why that works. It does.
Yeah, the water for some reason boosts you. But if you spam the duck command when you're in water that already pushes you forward, it will give you a bunch of boosts, and you can use all those boosts to go really fast.
So there was a nade I threw there, and it blew up some boxes. And
Nice.
there we go. And the items in the boxes actually drop on the next level because they're kind of overlapped. So we kind of blow up the boxes and just continue to the next level, and they're just there that we can pick up. So you're supposed to use like a cart here to... Oh, we skipped that entire chapter, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a cart here that you're supposed to take on, but we kind of just build trip mine walls and climb up them.
You can build your own little ladders to climb up. It's really neat.
It's really not that difficult trick.
Yeah. It's a little awkward at first. That's a forward object boost. Now he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, so this is on a rail, and like it's a really fun chapter if you know how to b-hop down it. But a big problem with on a rail is just there's a lot of little things that you can get stuck on. So you see those strip mines there. I use low FPS to just like clip right through them. But yeah, there's a lot of like weird ledges and stuff everywhere that you have to watch out for.
Yeah, like in this hallway right here, there's a random point where if you crouch, you just get stuck, and there's no way to get out of it.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
So yeah, this is all a lot of pretty precise movement. He's jumping pretty much every time he lands. There's a small chance that he might hit like a little displacement that will completely eat all of his speed.
I know where most of... Oh, I was about to hit one as I say I know where most of them are. Okay, never mind.
Yep, but this is a very, very solid start.
It's all right. So there's boxes here. I think you're supposed to blow them up a different way, but you can just shotgun them and you're fine.
And he grabs a little bit of backup armor there because it allows him to do a strat that will manipulate enemy AI in a useful way a little bit later.
Wait, what?
Are you not doing that for the AI?
I think we grab it here so that we don't die from... So here we go. Wait, I got to line up perfectly, hold crouch, and do a slope bug. There we go. Perfect. See, like there.
Yeah,
I just need like a tiny little piece of something. I'm just going to get this trip mine here because hopefully I can reverse the direction of this door. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
And lowered my FPS to make it through. So... don't shoot me. Oh, okay.
Out fragged.
He's better than me.
Yep. Maybe he should be running.
Yeah.
So what's going on here is that he activated a button through a wall, which starts a rocket sequence we can't leave this map until the sequence is over because the door that is blocking us from continuing the game is...
We're supposed to be in that room
Yeah.
watching this rocket, but you know, that doesn't matter. If you just press it from the outside there.
So he's just going to be waiting around here, waiting for the little silo doors up there to open, which will tell him that he can go into the next map.
So just do this. You just have a little peek at the windows and...
Nice. So now these doors will be open. If
These
he
big doors.
did that earlier, those doors would be closed, and he'd just kind of have to go back and wait for the thing to finish. But that was on a rail. That's one of the hardest chapters in the game. And now we're doing Apprehension. So the first part of this chapter is a lot of swimming.
Yeah.
Nothing too interesting.
So you just want to reload your Glock a bunch. It charges up the bullets, makes them stronger.
Keep going.
Shotgun time.
And now there are a few different neat little movement things he does throughout this chapter. For instance, this one where he completely avoids the water. If you mess that up, you have to get a little ride off the barnacle. And then he hops on this little lip there. And now he's going to do an object boost across and then do an AI abuse with a Vortigon.
This is a Parky trick.
My boy Parky.
Shout out to Parklez. So you go through the save loads 3 times. Oh! I meant to run against the wall here. And that enemy will actually open that door, and it will skip the whole cutscene of having to kill them all. So even enemies can open doors for you.
But Gordon can't.
Yeah, Gordon can't.
Not smart enough.
Just grab some health. Oh! So here we're just going to save load, and it's going to reset their animations. So not very smart now, are you?
Now he's going to be going up with the grenade boost.
Oh no.
Oh, now your HP's low.
No, that was really bad.
He's trying to break that box up there because he wanted to get armor.
Now we're going up to get some armor for the grenade boost.
So he's going to do a grenade boost to get up here, push the lever through the wall, and then shoot another grenade to distract all the Spec Ops people
Yeah, so
that are
there's
trying
like
to shoot him.
ninjas and they shoot at you, but if you shoot an SMG nade, they don't shoot at you, so do that.
Yeah, explosives in this game have a neat property where they will scare enemies that get, in their blast radius, which is why that AI abuse with the Vortigon worked before. He got scared of the SMG grenade and would move.
Body. What body? So we're going to save load here to get rid of the black screen, and hopefully I can time it. Here we go. Save load, jump, jump. Ooh. Come on.
So there's like an invisible wall around
There
him
we
that's
go.
preventing him from jumping there. And then he activates the thing because he skips the trigger to activate it. And then there's a very precise jump to grab the crowbar there. That's a strat Maxim found, which saves about 4 seconds.
Yeah, but I failed it.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll live.
So now, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say this chapter is full of some KZ movement.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of fun. I really like, the main part of this game is just movement, and it's really fun to move around in this game.
Yeah, the movement in Gold Source is so ridiculously good and crisp and everything that, like, there is a scene for this game called KZ, which stands for Creed's Climbing, where there's a bunch of maps that are particularly made for b-hopping and movement throughout them in pretty precise ways. A lot of Half-Life runners like to do KZ on the side because it's a lot of fun and it challenges the same movement that the run challenges, but you can just do it in different, more fun maps.
Yeah, so if you play Counter-Strike, it's like the same.
So throughout this chapter, he's been doing a lot of neat movement. Like he just did another one of those
Water boost.
water boost there to get up there, and he does another one here. And he's going to go get...
And now we press E on the floor here, which makes you move quicker. You can't explain that one. It just does. So do that.
1998 was a wild time.
Yeah.
So he hits the button there to stop those little crushers. Sometimes they'll be completely blocking you, which is really annoying, but that time it was pretty all right to him. And now he's doing some really precise movement. That's a very hard one cycle to get, but he got it.
Oh,
Aw, dang, that would have been very clean.
Lowering my frame rate there. get through the trip mines.
Yeah, if you lower your frame rate, the game doesn't have a frame where you're in the trip mine wire, so it never really knows you were there.
It's a laser.
Yeah, the laser wire.
Oh, I actually do need to grab a little bit. There we go, a little bit of HP. We're good. So this is questionable ethics. Good chapter. Good statue boost we're gonna do here.
Hey, it's
So as I said, because we're getting HP, we're obviously gonna be doing a big boost. Oh, there we go. Big boost.
So that boost skips a little bit of just going on a staircase, but it's slightly faster, and it's pretty useful.
It's fun to do. That's the main part.
Yeah, that's what's important. It does save time still, so it's definitely worth it.
So I'm going to have less than 50 HP here, and that's going to cause... Okay, let's stand way far back so we don't crash. There we go. So I'm going to grab the scientist here, and because I have less than 50 HP, he's going to have really dumb UI, or UI. What am I thinking of?
AI.
AI, where he will follow you no matter what.
Yes. So normally he will get scared by pretty much anything. So if he sees a head crab, he'll get scared. If he hears gunfire, he'll get scared. But when he wants to heal you, he really wants to heal you, and he'll prioritize that over pretty much anything else. So an old strat we used to have to kill the head crabs in that hallway, but if we have less than 50 HP, the scientist will just follow us past the head crabs, and you don't have to worry about them.
So I was save loading there, but oh, no, this is not good.
Yeah, he's scared. You have to wait a little bit. There you go. He's still scared.
Nah, it's fine. We'll deal. So I was save loading there, and the animations for the bad boys are they keep replaying and they keep dropping more and more ammo. Okay, please, no.
Scientist, please. The scientist is one of the biggest run killers. No, please.
All right.
It's okay.
All right.
Oh no.
There we go.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
Nah,
Make sure
he's fine.
Okay.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you're on a pretty good run. He will mess around and you'll lose 30 seconds and you'll be really sad.
It's normally fine.
And now he's coming into what I think is the hardest chapter in the game. Surface tension. That's not a good start.
I self-gauzed. Oh, so we got this gun. This gun is amazing. Especially when you don't fire it. So if you fire it behind you, you get a bunch of speed. And I'll use this throughout the run because it's just really, really good to use.
Yeah, the Gauss is definitely one of the most broken things in this game. Why it's so useful is because it will give you the speed that a high-speed B-hop would give you, but it just gives you it instantly. Most things in this game we do just to get high B-hop speeds, like grenade boosts and Gauss boosts and stuff like that. It's all really good. The one limiting thing about the Gauss is that ammo for it is pretty sparse throughout the level, so we can't just spam it everywhere in order to go really fast unless you're playing on Steam.
So right here, we're going to do a trick called pipe to pipe. That's it.
Yep. You go from pipe to pipe. So, nice.
So in the middle of that pipe to pipe, I did a little gauze boost, or I did some self-damage on the pipe there by gauzing it, and that gives me a little bit of height, enough to make it across.
Yeah, so the Gauss can reflect off of certain surfaces.
Yeah.
So basically, we know what surfaces we can reflect off of to directly hit ourselves. And if you directly hit yourself, you'll take damage, but you'll get some height. He'll be doing it a few more times throughout the run. But anyway, he's going to be doing a strat here called Maxim's Trip Mine Hell.
Nah.
But he didn't get it. That's okay. So now he'll be doing a strat called Item Box Duplication, where if you blow up a box with an explosive and by breaking the box at the same time, you can duplicate the contents of the box. That's not great.
Let's just load an autosave.
Same place. All right, well.
10 out of 10. That's what it's about.
That happens more often than we'd like.
I just don't save. I need to save
Yeah,
more often. Is it here?
Got triad saves. Save now. Yeah. So he breaks the box with the explosive right next to it and the shotgun, which will allow him to get double the Gauss ammo from it, which is very important because we're going to be using pretty much all of this ammo throughout the next.
I should say the reason why I resaved was because it didn't dupe correctly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just because I hit this button.
Okay. So this next map, he's going to be doing one of the most notorious tricks in this run called IHD.
Maxim's IHD.
Maxim's IHD in particular, which was routed by Maxim. It's a very, very hard strat, which we will hopefully get first try.
Not quite. Come on.
Not quite, but anyway. So this is an AI abuse, so he has to do it all in one sitting. Because if you save and load on a map with an AI abuse, the AI abuse will not work. So what he's going to be doing is he's going to be confusing a soldier into opening the door right here. This door has an interesting property in that when you get stuck on it, it will give you 1 HP. So now he is getting infinite HP that will never stop going up unless he hits some like weird data cap. But basically, for all purposes of speedrunning, he'll have infinite.
5. Gotta count him.
Yeah, so they're
6.
measured in cycles, but his HP is in the 1,000, is like well over 1,000 at this
7.
point.
Oh, shit.
You're going for like 10, right?
Yeah. I'll just get one more. Nah, 2 more. Yeah.
Be safe.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, so the world record holder, Maxim and probably Proto, get like 7.5 cycles, but if you do that, you almost are always going to end your run with like 40 HP, which is really scary because that means you only really have so much leeway to do things. Also, he did a strat there where he used the Gauss to hit a very precise spot on the door that'll pretty much just breaks the door instantly, which saves a few seconds. So now we're in the post-IHD section. Basically, he has infinite HP, and he can use that HP to get hit by a bunch of enemies, do grenade boosts, do whatever he really needs to do.
Oh yeah, this is where it
fast.
gets fun because I get to do a bunch of nade boosts.
So all that HP routing we had to deal with in previous chapters, not a problem anymore because we just got everything. He can do self-Gauss all he wants, grenade boost all he wants.
Oh, I love this one. You come off the ladder.
Yeah, that one's dope. This is also one of my favorite things. As soon as the map loads, you just shoot a grenade at yourself.
Oh yeah, so the map transitions kind of touch the door, so as long as you're touching the door, it will go to the next level.
And with the Hornet gun, that might be something that's a little weird as well. The Hornet gun can like reverse animations like that. So you normally have to wait for that door to open completely and then close it completely. You can just immediately start closing with the Hornet gun.
There we go.
So he's doing a little bit of a precise edge bug there, self-Gaussing, and now doing a grenade boost to get up to an elevator. Nice.
This is how it normally goes, don't worry.
Yeah. Intentional.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay, so next map he's going to be doing another AI abuse. This AI abuse is on a timer. You have to do it quickly enough so that you can do the fastest strat. So what he's going to be doing is he's going to be using the Gauss to shoot 2 of these grunts immediately, throwing a grenade behind him to kill the 3rd, and then throwing a grenade to kill the 4th.
And then I'm going to shoot a scientist here. He's going to get really mad and run away and open this door. That cutscene takes like 2 minutes. It's so slow.
That's a really big skip, which has gone through many reroutes over the years, but that is definitely the fastest for now. So something you also might have seen before is that sometimes when you save load, you can boost yourself with the Gauss without actually having to turn around.
Oh, I'll do it right here. So
Yeah,
here we go, save load, release, and I get a big boost.
Basically how that works is that unless you are, on this version of the game, on this build, if you hold down mouse 2 throughout a load, you can keep your Gauss charged, but if you're not holding it, it'll immediately shoot at 0 pitch and 0 yaw, which is basically like a default direction. So if it ever lines up correctly that we can use it to give ourselves a boost, it'll give us the most perfect boost possible.
Or we just have to do that, which is fine as well.
Yeah, which is also fine, but it's still very fast, but doing the save load strat will give you as much speed as you can possibly get. And now he's going to be doing another AI abuse that saves
yeah, so I can't save load here, or else he won't be able to open the door. So yeah, I don't know if we said that, but if you save and load in a level, NPCs can't open doors. They kind of fix that in a weird way.
So yeah, these are maps that we just can't mess up on, like Barney, like IHD. So now he's going to be using the Hornet gun to delay the triggers that would kill you going into that, which allows him to reach the change level trigger, allowing him to skip the entire process of the portal opening. So now he charged the grenade through Zen and used it to get what we call like a nuke explosion, which if it gets stuck under something, it will explode with a way bigger radius.
So it kills a little cage here full of butterflies. They're flying around right now, and they're landing on the pedestals, which will... It's like a puzzle, but all you have to do is press E and break the butterfly cage.
Yeah, it's interesting design choice.
It's a puzzle. It's hard.
And now we have a boss fight. One of the few in the game you directly fight.
Gosh.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you have any donations, but you can read it now because this is pretty obvious.
All right, we have a donation for $28.50 from Hello Seth. So pumped to see this world record holder play some Half-Life. Go
Okay.
team.
That's just
Okay,
rude.
that's
That's
not
rude.
right. So apparently you guys announced me as world record holder. I did have the world record, but I lost it by 2 seconds by Maxim, who is a filthy, terrible player. So
What a cheater.
yeah.
Hello Seth goes on to say, this $28.50 goes to Runner's Choice. Also, hi Alex.
Hi.
No, hello, Dad.
Oh,
That's everything it says.
Questionable.
sorry, Proto Dad.
Oh yeah, that's my dad on the couch. Did we say that?
Yeah, I said it at the beginning.
Oh, okay, good.
That's his dad right there.
I didn't know if he was joking, but he wanted to come up on the
Yeah.
couch.
And he just kind of came up. So yeah, he's just kind of shooting the Gonarch. It's like a mother head crab. So yeah, not really much going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
that happens
There we
sometimes.
go. No, he, she, it.
She. It is official that the Gonarch is a girl.
So there's a final stage here you're supposed to do or something, but you can just blow it up if you have enough explosives.
Yeah, pretty much anything that breaks in this game has HP, interestingly enough, because that's pretty not common to have like entity HP on things. So you can just break anything that would break through like a game event by yourself if you have enough explosives or weapons. So yeah, now he's doing a Gauss boost throughout this map. This is Interloper. This is the second to last chapter, so we're closing in on the end of the run here. So he does a bunch of nice bunny hopping through there, and now he's going to do a quick grenade boost throughout this chapter, or do you do Gauss? Oh,
Oh god.
oh man, what a gamer.
You gotta save that HP, man. I guess not this run, I don't.
Yeah, that's something for me to copy. But he's going to now be Gaussing through these hallways, and then he's going to be doing a grenade boost to get through a teleporter at the top of this map. So he's going to skip through all the nonsense that this map is and just kind of, you know, do that. And now,
All right, get ready. There's
getting-
a big boss.
getting to the Nihilanth. Are you going to pull a Swedish and mess it up and lose a minute?
Sweet. I've messed it up on world record runs.
That's got to be great.
So if you're scared of big babies, look away.
Yeah, this is a big baby. Look at that baby.
He's terrifying.
So right now he's shooting through the baby in order to hit these crystals, and he's going to do a lot of damage. Time's coming up, by the way. Time comes up when lightning comes out of his head. So he's spinning around him in order to make him not shoot him. He's just trying to look at you right now, but
He can.
anyway, the run will be done.
There we go.
Time.
GG.
Dang. 31 in-game time.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all, especially for a marathon run on a setup you're not used to.
Yeah, it's all right. Ooh.
Well.
So, thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Any shout-outs?
Shout outs. Source runs, you know, Yelter, Triads, all the good people.
Sourceruns.org.
Yeah. If you wanna join, if you wanna play Half-Life, do it because it's amazing. It's amazing.
This run is amazing.
It's a really fun game, and we need more people.
Yep,
because
the community is
obviously-
very open. We love new runners. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We love new runners. We love having new people run, and we're very welcoming. So if you want to run Half-Life, there's a lot of guides out there. .new.
Or just, you know, join my stream and just watch me
Yeah.
play it because that's the best way.
Twitch.tv/ProtoAus.
I'm sure they can find it. All right. Thank you, and Yummy, please. And
Enjoy
Parkless,
Perisparks run.
And all the good people. Yep, that's it. All right.
All right, thank you, ProtoAus, for that run of Half-Life. We have $150 from MDR. Epic Half-Life run. Half-Life 3 confirmed. Somehow. Fleck Faust donates $50. Wow, I know a pretty old speedrun of Half-Life, but I've never seen it this fast. This is awesome. I'm glad we met this incentive. GG ProtoAus. P.S. Your dad is cool. Top level support. Just another quick update on some of our incentives. Borderlands TPS Glitch Exhibition is currently a little over $6,000 out of a $10,000 incentive. So if you would like to see some really cool glitches and tricks in Borderlands, go ahead and donate your money for that. Catherine Handcam has been met. It was a $5,000 incentive, and it's got over $5,000, so thank you for that. All right, we have a donation from Decoy Troy for $5. I love watching GDQs, even if it means just having it on in the background. Even right now, I'm laying in bed with my wife with SGDQ on the TV. Thank you for always putting on an amazing event. And it seems like we're going to have an interview with Sint, Mumu Akai, and Munchakoopas, so I'm going to toss it over to the interview station.
Hello everybody, you guys are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2018. My name is Sint, and well, normally I'm here to talk about some amazing prizes we have. Today I'm here to talk about two real treasures we have here at the event. We got Munchakoopas and Mumu Akai, our runners for Runbow, coming up here just after Wave Race Blue Storm. Muncha, Mumu, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Mumu?
Feeling great.
Yeah, I like your attire, guys. It looks great. Looks like you just came out of an 80s rave.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So, Runbow. I got to be honest with you. I know of the game. I know a good bit about the game, but mostly because it's kind of a party game. It's that game like you bring out at like conventions. It's that game you bring out at like house parties or whatever, and you set it up and you play it with a bunch of your friends, and oh, it's fun, and everyone's killing each other accidentally and sometimes completely on purpose. But I didn't even know it had like a single player mode.
Yeah, the Behemoth in every mode in Runbow is actually completely co-op. I wouldn't recommend doing Behemoth co-op unless you want to like have Monopoly level of friendship, but it's fun to play single player. It's a real challenge.
For sure. So I mean, now's normally when I'd ask you guys something along the lines of how your past speedrunning experiences have kind of shaped you into Runbow speedrunners, but honestly, you guys are pretty similar when it comes to speedrunning, right? You're both Shovel Knight, experts. Muncha, member of the Spade Brigade, long-standing Shovel Knight runner for Chivalry, and Mumu, one of the top Spectre Knight runners. I believe you do currently have the record in just about every Spectre category right now across the board.
Yeah, that one, I just got the last one, so I got all four again.
Ah, well, congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
I mean, I guess the question there is, so how is your Shovel Knight experience really influenced it? Is it similar in many ways? Does the movement feel similar, or is it just a completely different game?
I would say yes, in a lot of ways. Like, especially if you take Shovel Knight's and Spectre Knight's basic movement, it pretty much paints a solid picture of like the Runbow characters. Basic jumping, solid controls, tight platforming.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would agree.
Yeah. Fair enough, Muncher, fair enough. So I mean, how does the gimmick play into that? Now, if you guys don't know at home, the gimmick of Runbow, and you'll see it clear enough, is sort of what you can't see isn't there, and the screen will constantly sort of strobe with colors and wash out certain platforms, walls, enemies, spikes, all that. Is it very set? Is it cycle-based, or is it something you guys need to react to basically every time through?
So in the Behemoth, every single level goes through the same colors in the same order every single time you play it. So it is, I mean, that's true of every level in the game as well. But the only thing that changes in the Behemoth is each time you enter a room, you spawn a different distance inside that room, and so that can change like certain tricks you can go for in each individual room. So it just depends on like how lucky you get with spawns.
Oh, fair enough. Muncha, question for you in particular. I know you actually work, in QA. You work with Yakum Yacht Club Games, I believe.
It's a tongue twister.
It is certainly. It's hard to say 5 times fast, guys. It really is. But has that experience like kind of brought anything to your speedrunning? Since I know you kind of started playing Shovel Knight and then wound up, as a result of that, working with them. Has that brought anything to your other speedruns like Runbow?
My execution, I would say, has gotten a lot better, especially with like the Shovel Knight characters, of course. But I've noticed it's a lot easier for me to pick up and like relearn runs I already know, like Runbow or Hyper Light Drifter, which of course also comes from muscle memory. But I would say in general, I'm more accustomed to looking at like the things I can use to go fast. They are more apparent to me than they were when I started Shovel Knight speedrunning, for sure.
Gotcha. Mumu, have you had any work-related gaming experience that you've been able to bring to speedrunning at all, or is it just all muscle memory and practice for you?
It's kind of funny. Since I started playing Shovel Knight, I also started picking up more casual games on the side. But by casual, I mean like games that were still difficult. So I picked up like Hollow Knight, Celeste, and playing through a bunch of different games gives you all kinds of different levels of experience and difficulty with them. So I learn how to struggle with a certain thing, and then I overcome that, and that skill carries on with me to the next game. So all of Celeste kind of pushed me to really pay attention to making sure I know what my jumps are going to look like, knowing how I can take advantage of the momentums that are present in any other game as well.
Sure. Like you mentioned, Celeste, a very momentum-heavy game. Runbow also looks like a very momentum-heavy game in more ways than one. I guess really, let's go to some social media questions actually real quick, because there's one here I really like. From Mr. Noodle Knight, I was confusing that R and N together into an M. It was very weird from this distance. At Mumu, at Mancha, what's the best, most fun part about speedrunning Runbow, or just speedrunning in general for you?
You want to take the lead, Mumu?
Yeah, Rumbow's actually got it's so easy to get into. It's really easy to get into. It's what you see is what you get. And when it goes to like Behemoth, you understand what you have to do. So I had fun just getting challenged by it. It's not so much that I enjoy supremely difficult things. It's got a good balance that makes it feel satisfying without crushing you.
Yeah, I think for me what draws me to Runbow anyway is that the controls are just super on point. It's really, really fun to just pick up and play. You don't have to learn any complicated movement or anything. Like there's no damage boosting or any weird stuff in the game. It's just pure platforming fun, and that's what really drew me to it.
Yeah, that sounds good. From my good friend at Flagglestan, here's a great question, Muncha. I'm sure you're gonna love this one. How many shovel puns have you guys made? And let's say for today only. How many shovel puns have you guys made?
I mean, we've got those in spades.
I don't know, how many holes do you dig?
At least 3.
When I was a lad, I dug 4 dozen graves every morning to help me get large. And now that I am grown, I dig 5 dozen graves.
Oh, well, you guys, thank you so much for the interview.
Thanks for having
really
us.
Looking forward to the run. Runbow, guys, it's coming up next right after Wave Race Blue Storm. You're going to watch it. It's a crazy run, and it's going to be a good race. You know what? Actually, one more question for you guys before we head over to some quick prizes. And it's probably the most important question I'm going to ask you. Who's going to win?
Rock, paper, scissors?
That sounds good.
All right. Once, twice, shoot.
Oh. Okay, try again.
Mumu's going to win, apparently.
All right, apparently Mumu has won the game of rock, paper, scissors, and that's what matters. So real quick, guys, before we wrap it up here, we're just going to go and look at some of the awesome prizes we have for you guys today. This was actually just the start of the SGDQ 2018 banner. It's going to be from this run, upcoming run, Wave Race Blue Storm, all the way through Taskbot, play Super Metroid 0%, much later tonight. That's actually a $50 donation. It's a huge banner. It's about 6 feet by 1.5 feet or so.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the designs that you can see on the website, GamesDoneQuick.com, and on our social media pages, Twitter and Facebook. Designed by our artist LOK. We use them for events once, and then they're gone in the ether. This is the only one we've printed, so I mean, this is genuinely kind of a one-of-a-kind piece of GDQ memorabilia, if you will.
Yeah.
And that is, again, a $50 donation at any point today, basically, from now until Taskbot plays Super Metroid. And speaking of memorabilia, Muncha, I didn't want to ask about the shovel, but I got to ask about the shovel now.
I am Shovel Knight.
All right, you know what? Frankly, I'm not even gonna pry. That's good. Moving on with some other great prizes. From our friend Mr. Monshroud, we have some wonderful hand-done drawings of Gage from Borderlands 2 and a variety of different hats and headgear. So Muncha, I'm just gonna pass these down here.
Of course.
Yeah. These are absolutely beautiful. You know, just wonderfully, wonderfully hand-drawn. Lots of detail in there. And here we go. We'll just give you the next one.
Oh, wow. These are amazing.
Oh, yeah, no. Mr. Monstron has done some amazing work for us. Was also the artist behind some of the prints we saw a little bit earlier for Mario Block. There we go. And these all together, all 4 of them, are actually only a $10 minimum donation between now and the end of Streets of Rage 2 tomorrow morning. So, I mean, definitely get those donations in. We do have one more thing to talk about, and I want to know how you guys feel about these. We have some signed posters here from 13 AM Games.
Nice.
And I mean, when 13 AM Games sign posters, it looks like they really go in. I see at least like 15, 20 signatures on each of these. We have 4 of them in total. I'll pass them down.
You know, I don't even know if they have that many employees.
Somebody's doubling up on the signatures, I guess. But seriously, all of these are super cool. Thank you guys so much for them. It's a $25 donation from now until Streets of Rage 2 a little bit later this morning. And again, it's all 4 posters together, signed by what looks to be possibly the entire dev team, according to Muncha over there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the interview. It was wonderful having you. Muncha, Mumu, again, I'm Sent, and we're going to throw it back up to the front as we get ready for Wave Race Blue Storm by Pair Strike.
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks, Sent.
Okay.
All right, Amy Country Candles donates $50. I just want to say that I'm very proud that gamers can get together for a charity. Thank you for what y'all do and keep up the great runs. And what kind of person would I be if I didn't give for a PJ Hype Mode run? All right, and I think with that, we're ready to toss it over for Wave Race Blue Storm with Pair Strike.